Welcome everybody to WRO TV YouTube channel. My name is Shahida Begum and today is June 2nd, 2023. Today I would like to present WRO TV presents its regular program part number 192. The speech of WRO President Mr. Mohiuddin on the commemoration of 3rd June, Rohingya Genocide Day. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, on this solemn occasion of the Rohingya Genocide Day commemoration, we all Rohingyas living in diaspora and in the Bangladesh refugee camp and in Arakan State, Myanmar, we are all together to remember, honor, and stand in solidarity with the resilient Rohingya people. We are all together as a global family, united in our commitment to justice, human rights, and the universal principles that bind us all. As we reflect on the day, our heart ache for the unimaginable suffering endured by the Rohingya people. We remember the countless lives lost, the families torn apart, and the homes destroyed. The atrocities committed against the Rohingya population are a stain on the conscience of the humanity, a stark reminder of the worst of what humans are capable of. But today, let us not only remember the darkness of the past, but also the strength and resilience of the Rohingya people. In the face of unimaginable adversity, they have shown us the true meaning of courage, perseverance, and hope. Their spirit remains unbroken, and the determination to seek justice and build a better future for the Rohingya people and the children who are coming in the future unwavering. We must acknowledge that the plight of the Rohingya people is not an isolated tragedy. It is a reflection of the broader challenges we face as a global community, the challenges of intolerance, prejudices, and the denial of the basic human rights. The Rohingya genocide stands as a stark reminder that the struggle of the human dignity is far from over, and it is a battle that requires our collective efforts and unwavering commitment. To the Rohingya community all over the world, I want you to know that you are not alone. Your voices are heard, your stories are known, and your suffering will not be forgotten. We stand with you, demanding justice for the crimes committed against you, against the Rohingya people. We call upon the international community to hold those responsible for these heinous acts accountable, and to ensure that such atrocities never happen again in Arakan and Burma. Brothers and sisters, the road ahead may be long and filled with challenges, but together, if united, we can make a difference. Let us work hand in hand to build a world where every individual is valued, where diversity is celebrated, and where the fundamental rights of all are protected. Let us strive for a future where no person is forced to endure the horrors that the Rohingya people have faced. I want to express my deepest admiration for the resilience, strength, and unwavering spirit of the Rohingya community. Your struggle is our struggle, and your fight for justice is a fight for every essence of humanity. We will not rest until justice is served, until your rights are respected, and until the world acknowledges the profound significance of this day, 3rd June, Genocide Day of the Rohingya. Together, let us stand as one, united in our commitment to justice, compassion, and the belief that every life, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or religion, is precious and deserving of the respect. My fellow countrymen, dear Rohingya brothers and sisters and colleagues, the members, the leadership of all Rohingya organizations, and all other democratic organizations working for the cause of Rohingyas. Thank you for joining me today on this significant occasion, the Rohingya Genocide Day commemoration, as we are all stand together with a heavy heart, burdened by the atrocities that have befallen the Rohingya people on this day. Today, we come together not only to remember but to reaffirm our commitment to justice, human rights, and the principles that unite us as a global Rohingya community. The Rohingya Genocide Day serves as a stark reminder of the darkest depth of humanity. It is a day when we confront brutal Myanmar military of the junta online and other xenophobic, racial, and misguided a section of mock people violence. The persecution and the unspeakable horrors that have been inflicted upon innocent Rohingyas, men, women, and children. We remember that the lives, love, the loss, the families torn apart, and the anguish that still resonates within the hearts and minds of the Rohingya community. Dear brothers and sisters, however, the Rohingya genocide is not an isolated incident. It is a painful reflection of the broader challenges we face as a global communities. That is very important, very important for Rohingya people. The Rohingya community, I want you to know that your voices are heard in the international media. The path we have in the future may be long and filled with more challenges, but we must not waver in our commitment. The fight for justice is not solely the responsibility of the Rohingya community or their supporters. It is a shared responsibility of all that fall upon the shoulders of each and every one of us. It is a call to action for the governments, organizations, and individuals around the world. We must unite, we have to mobilize and demand justice for the Rohingya people. Let us be clear, the struggle for justice extends beyond the borders and boundaries of the Rohingya community. It is a fight against the forces of the hatred, prejudices and discriminations and that threaten us all. By standing together, we can challenge these forces and we can build a future where no person is forced to endure the horrors that the Rohingya people have faced. Let us continue collectively the journey towards a more just and inclusive world. Dear brothers and sisters, it is very important in response to the commemoration of the Rohingya Genocide Day on the June 3rd, it is critical to outline a set of demands that contribute to achieving justice and accountability and lasting change. So, let us demand as we think is our rights. My brothers and sisters, number first, we have to demand for justice and accountability. On this 3rd June, Rohingya Genocide Day, we must demand that all those responsible for the atrocities and persecutions committed against the Rohingya people must be responsible for punishment, because it is very important to hold them accountable for the actions. This includes demanding that individuals, regardless of their positions, are brought to trial in fair and impartial courts to face charges for their involvement in the genocide and other crimes such as war crimes and crimes against humanity. Still, we are waiting to find out what is coming from the International Court of Justice, ICJ and ICC and Argentine courts. Number 2, we have to demand International Criminal Court ICC referral. We should call for the referral of the situation of Myanmar to the International Criminal Court by and through investigation and prosecution of those responsible for the genocide. This will require the cooperation of the international community and diplomatic pressure on relevant governments to support our demand and to referral, because it is very important. Now the case is hanging. Also we have to demand number 3, reparations and compensation. The Rohingya people have endured immense sufferings and loss. We should demand that we, the Rohingya, receive reparations and compensations for the physical, emotional and material harm we have endured. These include restitution for the loss of their homes, properties and livelihoods, as well as support for rebuilding our communities and our homes. Also, we have to demand today for the protection and safety. It is very crucial to demand on this day the establishment of robust protection mechanism for the Rohingya community. This includes ensuring their safety within Arakan State, Myanmar, as well as providing support for those who have sought refuge in neighboring countries, particularly Bangladesh, Thailand and India. Adequate security measures must be implemented to prevent further violence and persecutions. We also demand access to education and health care, which are fundamental rights that must be granted to the Rohingya population in Arakan State. We should demand that the Rohingyas have access to quality education for their children, including cultural and linguistic preservations, and access to healthcare services to address their physical, mental well-being. We also demand safe and dignified return of the Rohingya refugees from Bangladesh. For those Rohingyas who have been forcibly pushed out and displaced by the Burmese government and who were compelled to take refuge in Bangladesh are living as refugees, we should demand that they have the right to safe, voluntary and dignified return to their homeland, Arakan, Burma. This requires addressing the root causes of the displacement, ensuring their safety upon return, and providing support for the reintegration and rebuilding of their communities. Also, we have to demand for the recognition of the Rohingya citizenship. The denial of the Rohingya citizenship rights has been a major contributing factor to the Rohingyas' marginalization and persecutions. We must demand today that the Rohingya people, who are the sons and daughters of the soil of Arakan and bona fide citizens of Arakan, who citizenship has been stripped out by the Myanmar government and the military forces to be granted full citizenship rights, including the right to nationality and Rohingya identity and participation in political processes. At the same time, we demand international community and the world government to pressure and cooperate, to pressure that all peace-loving countries must exert sustained pressure, continual pressure to the government of Myanmar military regime led by Myanmar Online, who is stubborn, who is a terrorist, trying to kill own civilians, own people, own citizens, and plunder the properties of the state. To implement the demands of the Rohingya people and to ensure justice and accountability. This includes diplomatic measures, economic sanction if necessary, and promoting international cooperation to address the crisis and support to Rohingya people. By making these demands, we are all together, the Rohingyas in diaspora, working collectively to raise awareness and advocate for justice. We can strive towards a world, a peaceful Myanmar, a peaceful Arakan, where the Rohingya people and other sister communities and other people all in Burma are no longer subjected to persecutions, and where the rights of all people of Arakan and Burma and their dignity are fully recognized and respected by the government. Please help us. We request to the international community that we will not forget those atrocities, brutalities, rape, murder, arson, and all kinds of inhuman, degrading activities with the intent of destructions. The government is fully responsible for committing genocide, committing crimes against humanity and war crimes. So, we all need to remember today to become united. All Rohingyas living all other parts of the globe, especially in Bangladesh, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, and Western countries such as America, Canada, and also Australia, and many other countries, wherever all Rohingya are living like Palestinians in overseas. We need to unite and we need to raise our voices against all odds, and the genocidal intent of the Myanmar government must be punished by ICJ, ICC, and all other court of justice. Thank you very much. Your brother Muhyiddin Muhammad Yusuf, the president of World Rohingya Organization based in USA. Thank you.